Channel 12 Sports presents coverage of high school football. Tonight, a matchup between the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights and the Robbinsdale Cooper Hawks. From Barbara A. Lyman Stadium in New Hope, John Jacobson along with Bill Hunstock and Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, both these teams off to good starts last week. 1-0, Benilde-St. Margaret's being an 0-0 team that had beat them up pretty good a year ago. And Cooper going on the road and putting up 41 points against Bloomington Jefferson in a win.
Yeah, both these teams started off very well. They've anticipated good seasons. They're bringing back each team is bringing back a number of returning players, returning starters. So they're both feel very comfortable with their lineups. Everybody's healthy right now, which is always good, particularly as you're facing a tough team to play against. And I think both teams are looking for a very tight competition tonight.
You look out to Bill as we went out for pregame. Cooper's got some big kids that they can line up. I think that's one thing that Coach Krieger and Coach Hanks are concerned about on the Benilde side is that Cooper definitely is a bigger team. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win, but they've definitely got the size advantage.
Coach Howard feels pretty good about those guys, and going out there and walking amongst them, those guys blot out the sun. I mean, they're good-sized kids, and Coach Howard feels good about them, not only because they're big, but they've got some experience, but he really feels very confident in their quickness and their agility and their footwork, and he feels that that's going to carry them. If they can open up a couple of holes offensively, then they're going to be allowing their good running backs to get through, and if they can play defensively and plug up the line of scrimmage, they're going to force Benilde to doing some things that they really don't want to do.
Let's look at our key players, and Bill, you like this, both linemen this week. Both seniors and headed to Division I colleges next year. Let's start with Benilde-St. Margaret's Eric Wilson.
Eric Wilson is a big guy, 6'4", 290, 295 pounds. Very intelligent player. Plays at the center position, which is a position that really requires somebody that's got the ability to recognize defensive alignments and share those alignments quickly and effectively with the rest of the alignment. I love offensive linemen. I love the way that they learn to work together and everything like that. I think it's the hardest job in football. And Eric Wilson brings some of those qualities into it. He's bound for Harvard, so that his coaches feel like he's a pretty sharp kid, and evidently the coaches at Harvard feels he's a pretty sharp kid. So that's a real plus, particularly playing at the center position.
And he'll also start a defensive end for Benilde. And for Cooper, a guy who's a 3-year starter, Eric Aboje, he's headed to the University of Minnesota next year, and also a good-sized tackle.
Yeah, and he's another big one. It seems like we've had a lot of big guys that we've seen already this season, but Eric Aboje is 6'5" and over 300 pounds. And we think that Eric Wilson's a pretty good-sized kid. You see him standing next to Eric Aboje, and you say, geez, he's not that big. But Eric Aboje is another one of those guys. He's got good football sense. He's got very good feet and agility. And he's got a pretty good attitude. Coach Howard really likes the fact that he's a 3-year starter. He brings a lot of experience to their offensive line, and he brings that quality that the rest of that offensive line needs to have.
Cooper won last year with a close game, 34-27. We expect another tight one here tonight. Benilde-St. Margaret's and Cooper high school football next on 12 Sports.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Cooper High School marching band welcoming the Hawks onto the field as we get ready for kickoff in just a few moments here tonight at Cooper High School. Good night for football. A little bit of a breeze and a comfortable evening on this second Friday of high school football. Let's go down to the field. Our sideline announcer tonight is Ryan Iverson.
Hi, thanks, John. I'm down on the field. You mentioned it's just absolutely beautiful night, nice breeze, perfect night for football here in Minnesota. We all know football teams, they usually start and end with the quarterback. Unfortunately, the Minnesota Vikings have found that out. Well, Benilde-St. Margaret is in very good hands with senior quarterback Will Whitmore. We talked to Coach Hanks prior to the game, and he said the biggest thing he's noticed is the growth. You know, in their first game against Orono in a 27-7 win, he made smart decisions. Last year, instead of throwing it up and trying to make plays happen and turning the ball over, he's throwing it away. He's living to see another down. So that smart quarterback play, look for it to be really, really big in tonight's game against Cooper. Back up to you guys.
Cooper High School band leading us in our national anthem as we get ready for tonight's game between the Red Knights and the Hawks. Suburban Red District game, second year of district scheduling in Minnesota high school football. The other teams in the Suburban Red: De La Salle, Irondale, Park Center, Armstrong, Spring Lake Park, and St. Louis Park. Next week, Benilde-St. Margaret will take on Irondale, while Cooper will travel across the district to play rival Armstrong.
Should be a good game.
Yeah. Might as well get to Will Whitmore as he gets ready for his warm-ups. And the Hawks on the near side here. Bill, what do you look for? What's key early on to watch for in this one?
I think the key is going to be, and like I think most of the time, is which offensive and defensive line can control the line of scrimmage. I like to watch to see which lineman can get through the neutral zone the quickest. And the guys that usually get through the neutral zone the quickest are going to be the guys that take control of the game because they've controlled the line of scrimmage.
Look at Patrick Krieger there. Well, he partially scared now in the glasses. Yeah. One of the co-head coaches. He was just talking with John Hanks as those two cross. Those guys have worked together 12 years as head coaches. They've been together on the staff longer than that, but they've been co-head coaches now for Benilde for 12 years, and it's worked out well for them. They coexist well. They each have their own areas of responsibility, and Patrick is the guy that always emails us with information. John's the guy that talks to us down on the field. Yeah. They split their media duties.
But it's really hard to do. Most football programs, you've got to have a head guy because somebody's got to take control of the whole organization. And the fact that they've been able to figure it out as co-head coaches for as long as they have, I think that's a credit to their ability and their own personal constitutions that they can work together like that and produce a pretty good football program year in and year out.
Willie Howard's in his 7th year as head coach. Former standout at Stanford and played for the Vikings. And 7th year with the Cooper Hawks. Good season last year for Cooper. Ended with a loss to Park Center, who also had an outstanding year. But
absolutely,
he's really studied this program and had very good success. Eddie Ogamba, very highly recruited and outstanding kicker for the Hawks, will kick it off here. It's a high kick. This will go into the end zone. He can't return it in high school. It's a touchback. Benilde-St. Margaret will start at the 20. We talked to Coach Howard about Eddie Ogamba. He said, he's definitely getting Division I looks, Bill. And I think that's one part of high school football more than any other level of football compared to pro and college. The kicking game is really often hit and miss from year to year. And if you've got a good specialist that can kick a long field goal or kick off through the extra point, that's a leg up on the opponent most
absolutely.
weeks.
And if you can kick a 30-yard field goal consistently in high school football, that really changes the dynamics of the game.
First down run and a short gain out to the 21. Ikena Ujaku is their primary running back, or was in week 1, I should say. Last week, he rushed for 111 yards. As a look at that offensive line there, Wilson centering it, but Braden Fitzgerald also a good one. Doppler, Whitmore, and McCullough. Houlihan, Ujaku are the backs. Brooks, one of the wide receivers you saw there, along with Peyton James. Will Hodder, the tight end. And look at Eric Wilson got downfield. Look at the starting defense for the Cooper Hawks. Quayon Miller, Kempion, Summers along the line. Hill, Jordan Brown, Ante Burns. Kipper, the backs and cornerbacks are Kipper, Mosby, Souza, and Sproles. Gain of 4 there, Bill. It's third down coming and 5 to go. And off and drop for a loss. Big tackle in the backfield. Ante Burns coming up and tackling Alex Houlihan back at the 20.
Boy, Ante Burns got right through the B seam there and made a great one-on-one tackle in the backfield to put Benilde back to a 4th and 10. And barring a big punt, Cooper's going to end up with pretty good field position.
Houlihan is the punter, standing back at his 7-yard line. High kick away. It's going to be fair caught by Sproles at the 45 of Cooper.
Sproles made a nice fair catch with somebody right in his face. He had number 80, Gabe Jackson, right in his face, and made a nice catch there at the 45-yard line. So Cooper's going to be starting in pretty good field position here.
Cameron King is the starting quarterback for Cooper. Threw 3 touchdown passes last week against Jefferson. Of course, remember they had Philip Howard last year, went on to play at the University of Minnesota. First down handoff and not much going up the middle. That is Nas Borden, sophomore running back, who gets maybe a yard. If you look at the starting offense, 3 of those guys are 3-year starters. Madison, Wright, and Oboje are all 3-year starters. Porter and Cook, good offensive line for Cooper. On second down, throw to the right side, completion to Brown. He caught a couple of touchdowns in week 1. Jordan Brown, 2-way starter for them, wide receiver and linebacker. With the starting defense for Benilde-St. Margaret. 7 starters back on both sides of the ball for the Red Knights. So they're excited about their opportunities this year to get some more wins than they had last year. They're disappointed 5-6 season a year ago. First down and 10, and it's getting through a hole and down to the 36-yard line. Wait, Borden is not very big, and he squirts through there for 9 yards.
He kind of gets in and hides behind a couple of those big guys on the offensive line. They did a nice job of opening a seam, and he did a nice job of making a cut in the backfield to get into that running lane, and turned it out to about a 9-yard gain, which is pretty good.
Second down and 1 from the 36. King standing at the 40 out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Borden the lone back. King to throw, left side, and it's dropped. On target, but Damian Gordon unable to come up with it.
When Damian Gordon made a nice move on the defensive back, it looked like he was going to be covered. King puts the ball in the right spot. Gordon comes through to the inside. The ball bounces off his hands. You see, he makes a nice play on the ball. He really does a good job of getting back inside the defender.
It's a good play to take a shot on that, though, Bill. You know,
Absolutely.
2nd and 1.
2nd and 1, and you're well inside the opponent's zone. Yeah, why not take a big shot downfield?
King will hand off. Bouncing outside is Borden. 30-yard line and gets out to the 26. Ooh. A flag goes down. Alex Smith, our cameraman on that side, also goes down. Ryan Iverson, our sideline reporter, well away from the play. Stays safe. We'll get it again. Let's see what the flag is as well, Bill, because this would be enough for a first down for Cooper.
Yeah, easily a first down. Probably a hold would be my guess. This way it looks like they're gonna, if they mark it from the spot of the foul, there's a hold. So they'll come back 10 yards. And they'll replay third down. It'll be third and about 3 now.
And a spot foul, so it doesn't hurt Cooper as much as if he's marked it off from the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Third down, and yes, 3 yards to go here for the Hawks. First drive of the game for Cooper. Benilde was 3 and out on its opening drive.
The question that probably Coach Howard and his staff are going to be looking at is, are we in 4-down zone? If we get 1 or 2 or 3 yards here on third down, are we going to go for it on fourth?
King will throw, gets a good throw and a first down. And slipping through to the 25-yard line. It's a first down for Cooper. That was Gordon. And he's got 12 yards at a first down.
Yeah, there's a big cushion out there by the corner. And Cameron King, all he had to do is take the snap, stand up, and throw the football out there. And Gordon ran a nice stop, a little stop out there at about 6 yards to make the catch, get the first down, keep the sticks moving.
First and 10 from the 24 to go back to the ground game. Big hole up the middle, closed quickly. A huge tackle just inside may have saved a touchdown. Certainly a much longer gain. Malachi Johnson, 6'6", 215-pound linebacker, came up and made the tackle. Still a gain, though, of 6 yards on the third carry of the game for Borden. And that's a good run, Bill, on second down.
Absolutely.
First carry tonight for Noah Hill. He's a senior running back. And it's a first down. Cooper going with no huddle. First and 10 from the 14. King looking left, fires that way, and incomplete. Intended receiver Jordan Brown. King 2 for 4 passing on this opening drive. It's second down and 10.
That was a tough pass to try to complete. Very small window to throw through, and ball was just slightly behind the receiver, who reached back to try to make the grab, but just couldn't quite get it.
Nice opening drive for Cooper. Second down and 10 from the Benilde 13. King looks right, throws, completion to the end zone, touchdown Cooper. It's Gordon with his second reception, and he gets Cooper on the board.
Well, that was the same play they ran on third down after the penalty. Just a little stop route. King catches the ball, throws it, lets Gordon make sure he has the ball, and then breaks one tackle and gets into the end zone. Very well executed play. King's impressing me with the fact that he's catching the ball and throwing it with confidence. He gets a nice tight ball out to the receiver. The receiver has a good opportunity to see it, grab it, and make a move after he catches it.
Ogamba on for the extra point try for Cooper. It's up and it's through. And with 6:55 to play here in the opening quarter, Cooper out first with a 7-0 lead.
Here's another look at the touchdown from the ground level. You can see how quickly King catches the ball. And with a relatively soft cushion out there on the corner, the receiver just makes a quick stop right there at the 5. And then it's Gordon's ability to break one tackle and get 2 strides into the end zone that makes the touchdown. But good protection from the offensive line. When you have the ball off that quickly, it's very tough for the defense to make any kind of pressure on the quarterback, and the offensive line then builds their confidence in their ability to keep people off of the quarterback.
Well, I talked to Coach Howard about that offensive line, and 3 of those guys being 3-year starters. You know, good size line, experienced line. You know, and they talked about that in the preseason with us, and how as an offensive line it takes time to mesh, and they know they can count on each other and where they're going to be. And
exactly.
How huge is that for Cameron King or the running backs or the wide receivers? You know you're going to get good protection 99% of the time.
And from a coach's standpoint, it's one of those things that you're very much aware. You've got experienced people out there. You can depend on them to be good and steady. And you know, one of the new guys on that line is number 65, Adam Cook, at 6'7", 290. That's a nice addition to your tackle. Your tackles are 6'7", 290 and 6'5", 310. That's some big guys, and those guys look like they can move around pretty well.
Right. William Wright, starting center. Tony Madison, the right tackle. Also their punter, and Eric Aboje, the 3-year starters that we talked about.
Right. Madison's a very good athlete, too. Very good overall athlete.
So another touchback gives Benilde their second possession, again starting from their 20-yard line. And a flag before we get a snap.
Some kind of a procedure penalty, probably. Oh, it's substitution.
Hey, y'all see 16 at the wing? Be alert, be alert.
First Benilde penalty tonight.
Jordan, let's go. Hands off, coming our way.
I don't know what it was, if they broke the huddle at 12 or something like that.
We're reading the guards. Reading the guards. They're going to take us every time.
For Benilde, 3 rushing plays on their first drive before they had to punt. Let's see what comes up here. Trailing 7-0. This is Houlihan. He's going to throw a halfback pass downfield. It incomplete. Down in coverage, Phoenix Sproles. Peyton James, the senior, was the intended wide receiver. There, received number 27. But Sproles got back into coverage nicely, Bill. They'll break that up.
Yeah, not a bad pass by the running back, and Sproles is right on the money. He and the receiver, Peyton James, were fighting for the ball. Both of them had their hands on it. I was lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Second down and 15 from the 15. Now they'll give to Houlihan, evades one tackle in the backfield and another, but he spun down after a very short gain. Cooper pursuing well, and they hit to him after a gain of just 1 on the tackle. Tice Champion, 6'2", 280.
Yeah, Tice Champion's a pretty good size. Very compact, 6'2", 280.
Third down for Benilde and Long. Whitmore will roll out. Comes back, and he is going to go down. Again on the tackle is Champion. After a gain of maybe 2.
Well, he's got a couple of people leading him out there. I think he's got to trust his blockers a little bit more and just use some wheels and get around the outside. He had 2 guys leading him. He saw the defender break through breaking the 2 blockers and cut off his aborted his run and turned upfield.
High, very short kick. It'll take a Benilde bounce, but it's still only going to be about a 24-yard punt as it's down at the 41-yard line by Henry Wolf. So great field position for the Hawks in Benilde territory.
Houlihan's kick he didn't get his foot into it. It had a terrible backspin on it and just didn't get anything from it. A 24-yard punt, and again, excellent field position for Cooper. It gets tiring. Even in the first half, it just gets tiring to be defending a short field. This is where the defense for Benilde's going to have to really step up on this series and try to force a 3 and out.
Man in motion gets the handoff. That's Pedro Musu. Musu getting a touch on the ball for the first time tonight. Gets inside the BSM 40-yard line, but not by much. It's a gain of 2. And second down and 8. On second down, they go back to Gordon. Gordon gets a big hole at the 25, slicing inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line before he's brought down from behind. Tackle made by Ujuagu, but another big run. Best of the night for Cooper.
Boy, he gets a nice downfield block, uses it very well, and uses speed to get upfield. Right about here, he gets a nice block to allow him to turn upfield.
Not that time, Eric Wilson said. Wilson, as you mentioned, also playing defense, making the stop there on first down from just outside the 10.
Eric Wilson does a nice job of defeating the block to the inside into the C seam and making a really nice one-on-one tackle against a very elusive player, although one about half his size.
That is about right, exactly.
Yeah.
Half his size.
Yeah.
Second down, and still 10 to go for Cooper. King looking left, floating into the back corner of the end zone, trying to get to Gordon and almost intercepted. Well covered in the back corner by Peyton James. He's trying to go to Damian Gordon again. I'll take a look at it.
Right, we see on this one, Gordon stays to the outside. The defender has the inside position, and there's really no chance on that ball at all. Unlike the previous one in the first drive where Gordon was able to work his way inside the defender. The inside guy on that fade route usually has the advantage.
Cooper is going to use its first time out here with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the first quarter. Tony Patterson will come out, one of the coaches. As Cooper's had a good staff, the guys that have stayed together the last few years under Coach Howard. Continuity always helps, and Benilde, has the same thing. As I mentioned, the co-head coaches, Patrick Krieger and John Hanks, have been together as head coaches for a dozen years.
Right.
But Benilde needing a stop here, Bill. Nobody wants to fall behind 14-0. Cooper
No.
with a good first drive. They get another short field here, and they're shut up inside the 15.
Yeah, the challenge is now it's a 3rd and 10, which is a good situation for the defense. You always like to have 3rd and long, obviously. But at this point in the field, any broken play is going to result in a touchdown. So the pressure really is on the defense to stay tight on everything right now.
Sproles comes in motion. King throwing out right side, and it'll be a short gain and stopping short of the end zone, well short. Clyde Selke coming up and making the tackle on Noah Hill after a completion and a gain of 3.
Right, Selke does a very nice job of making a good open field tackle here. Gets his arms wrapped around Hill and brings him down. Gain of about 5 yards, but it makes it 4th and 5. And here's where you're talking about the kicking game. A lot of high school teams, even a field goal of this distance at 25 yards, that's a tough call.
Not for Ogamba, and for Coach Howard to make the call here, a 26-yard attempt. And his kick is up, and it is through. And Cooper gets a score on the drive, and they lead at 10-0.
And while you like to get the touchdown, a 10-0 lead is a whole lot better than turning the ball over on downs, giving the emotional edge to your opponent, and still having a 7-0 lead. From the defensive point of view, from Benilde's point of view, they're going to be thinking, well, hey, we got a good stop there. We gave up 3, but we didn't give up 7. The game is still manageable at this point. now they've got to really get their offense on track. Will Whitmore's got to figure out how to get the ball to the people that are his playmakers, and their offensive line has to start taking control of the line of scrimmage.
Ogamba with his third kickoff here in the first quarter.
His leg's going to get tired, John.
2 touchbacks so far. And make it 3.
Well, what a weapon that is, huh? You don't realize it, but when your opponent's got to start at the 20-yard line, and every time they know that that ball is probably going to be in a position where they can't get a big play out of it, kicking game plays can be some of the most emotional plays during a game, even if you don't run it back for a touchdown. So it's really a weapon, and to have a good kicker at the high school level really opens up a number of things for both your offense and your defense.
2 drives, 2 punts so far for BSM. Whitmore out of the shotgun again. They'll give to Houlihan on first down, and he'll get a yard at the 21. Interior, that Cooper defense has been tough so far. Gregory Jones among those in on that last stop.
Well, their defense is doing a good job of attacking the line of scrimmage and trying to take away as quickly as possible the point of attack. Their linebackers are very mobile, and their defensive linemen take up an awful lot of space.
On second down and 9, Whitmore will roll out, now trying to come back to the middle of the field, dumps it off successfully to Houlihan, who gets out to near a first down. Kind of a last-second desperate toss, but effective. And it'll be third down and 2, a gain of 7.
Real good pressure there by Dominic Kiwan, defensive end, who was able to get in Whitmore's face, but he wasn't able to put him down. Whitmore's able to just shovel the ball off to Houlihan, and Houlihan made the best out of it, give him a 3rd and short. This is the first time they've had a 3rd and short in this entire game.
And Houlihan will fall across the 30-yard line, and he'll get a first down. It'll be the first down of the game for Benilde.
That was a good second effort by Houlihan. He got a little bit of a seam right there up the middle, not much, but he was able to just lunge forward to get the nose of the ball over the line to gain.
Fresh set of downs for Benilde. 1st and 10 from their 30. Whitmore trying to foul the line, and that was blown up and dropped in the backfield. It's Cooper coming through for the loss. It's Daniel Summers. Another small kid, Bill, 6 foot 285. Look at him, Summers right in the middle of that play.
And you see Ante Burns, the linebacker, spearing through and getting through on the B seam, which helped the defensive lineman make the play. They said that these linebackers are very active. They're blitzing fairly regularly, and they're very quick to the ball.
Whitmore trying to go outside this time, pushing forward to the 34. He'll gain a total of 5 yards and bring up third down, and close to 6 to go. 5.5 maybe.
Well, that was a pretty good scrum that time. Everything looked like it was kind of muddling around, but the pile of bodies moved about 5 yards, so it does give Benilde a 3rd and manageable.
Third down and 6 here for BSM. 2 receivers to the right. King from the shotgun. Takes the handoff, throws over the middle, completion, first down, and out to the 47-yard line for a first down. Ujuagu.
Yeah, Kena Ujuagu does a nice job of settling in the zone here. We'll see that Whitmore does a nice job of picking him up And Ujuagu does a nice job of turning upfield, catching the ball first, turning upfield and getting about 5-6 yards. Another Benilde first down.
1st and 10 from the 47 on the gain of 13. Throw is low at the feet of the intended receiver, Peyton James. Although that was well covered on the outside, that wasn't going to go for much.
Yeah, that would have been stopped right there. That was lucky that ball was incomplete low. If it had been right on target, that might have been picked and run back for a score.
Couple of first downs for Benilde on this drive. They're at their 47, 2nd down and 10 as we wind down late here in the first quarter. Houlihan with a nice hole up the middle, and he'll go to Cooper territory down to the 45-yard line. Jordan Brown, the senior linebacker, on the tackle. A gain, though, of 8 yards to the 45 for Alex Houlihan.
And a nice block up front by the center and the 2 guards. Eric Wilson leading that wedge right there in the middle and giving Houlihan a little bit of a seam to get into as we come to the end of the first quarter with the score Benilde nothing and the Cooper Hawks 10.
We're back with more after this.
Cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
John Jacobson, Bill Hunstock, and Ryan Iverson. Barbara A. Lehman Stadium at Cooper High School. Benilde-St. Margaret's facing a 3rd down and 2 at the Cooper 45 as we get ready for the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, 3rd and 2 is certainly manageable. Boy, a bright, colorful group of students from Benilde there. Must be Aloha Friday, John.
Houlihan will get the handoff, fighting for yardage, and he's going to be very close. Looks like he probably got the first down. Very close to that 10 yards. And it is signaled the first down.
Pretty close spot.
Yep.
Houlihan's proving to be a fairly tough runner. The first couple of series, he really didn't have any room to move, but so far in the second quarter, in this drive, he's done a very good job of finding small seams and working his way in.
3rd first down now for Benilde on this drive. To the 42 of Cooper. Whitmore roll out left, in some trouble, and throws it at the feet of Houlihan to avoid the sack, but he almost went down in the hands of Nate Hill, the junior linebacker.
There's some serious pressure. Nate Hill does a good job of staying on the outside shoulder of the quarterback. Boy, if he comes in 1/2 of a body width tighter to the inside shoulder, Whitmore has a complete turn on that corner and get around and look upfield to throw the ball. So that was very good contained by the defensive end.
Also a holding penalty on Benilde, and the Hawks are going to take that in lieu of the incompletion, because this is going to drop back Cooper 10 yards.
You have to make first and 20 for Benilde. Actually, a little bit more because it was from the holding. We have to remember holding is a spot foul, meaning it's at the point of the foul, and that can push you back if it's at the line of scrimmage or into the backfield. It's going to push you back further than it looks like. So it's
first and about 22.
Yeah.
On first down, run inside of Cooper territory down to the 48. Ujuagu, who had a couple of carries in the opening drive, but none since. And he'll pick up 6 yards there.
Ujuagu's a good counter to Houlihan. Houlihan's a little bit more of a grinder type, and Ujuagu's a little bit more, maybe a little bit more athletic, got a little bit more speed.
Well, that'll cost them 5 yards. Houlihan moving early there.
And
that was one thing that John Hanks talked to us about in the pregame.
Yeah.
He said, I thought we played pretty well against Orono, but penalties could have killed us. He said they had a ton of penalties against the Spartans. Still won.
Penalties. Yeah, they had 13
still won by
penalties.
3 touchdowns. He said, if we have that tonight, we're not going to win.
And so far they've had 3.
King Anderson pressure, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ante Burns. Burns down the left sideline. He's going to take it back for a touchdown. 52 yards. And it's 16-0 Cooper.
Well, really nice interception by Ante Burns, set up by the pressure on Will Whitmore. As we'll see here, just as he lets go of the ball, he gets labeled by 2 guys. And Burns steps in front of Houlihan, gets to the sideline, and there's nobody going to catch him here. He gets a nice downfield block from Phoenix Sproles down around the 12, 14-yard line and waltzes it into the end zone. So that's a huge play for Cooper to be able to take away that drive and the momentum that Benilde was beginning to build, and now put another score up.
Gamba for the extra point. He drilled it right. Plenty of leg, but missed it just a little bit right. So it stays 16-0 Cooper with 10:30 to play.
And it's still a 2-score game. We take a look at it here. You can see that Whitmore takes a pretty good shot just as he releases the ball. Ante Burns does a nice job of converting that pass into a run.
First turnover of the night. That's a big one.
Yeah, those are very deflating types of plays when it's bad enough to give up an interception, as we saw last week in the Maple Grove game early on, but to give up an interception, have it taken back for a score, those are really hard plays to deal with. You've got to be very emotionally strong and ready to, you got to be ready to handle adversity.
Eddie Ogamba on for another kickoff here for Cooper. Maybe he was getting tired, Bill. That's why he missed that extra point.
He drilled it. It just didn't get up and over.
Good kickoff here, and he's got his 4th touchback of the first half.
He's putting that ball 4 or 5 yards deep in the end zone consistently. That's a 65-yard kick, John. That's a pretty good poke.
Another 1st and 10 drive starting from the 20-yard line for Benilde. Had something going on that last drive, Bill.
They really did.
3 first downs, had used some clock, and then the pressure up the middle on the interception thrown by Whitmore.
And they got to get to the point now where they don't look at the score, that they look at how we're playing the game. We've got to play the game the way we know we can. We've got to do what we do well.
Ujuako gets the first down run. Gains 3 out to the 23-yard line. Tackled by Nate Hill. This is a good defensive unit, I think, Bill.
It really is.
First impression seeing them tonight, but they had some good size. They have some hard tackling kids. They've got a lot of experience.
Well, they've got some very mobile and active linebackers, and behind a big line like that's a really good thing because it gives those linebackers a lot of room to move.
Ujuako will get the carry again on 2nd down. He gets out to the 26-yard line, maybe the 27. Devontae Haywood on the tackle there. Brings up 3rd down and 3.
So this is nice. I think that Benilde staying with a relatively conservative game plan, running the ball on 1st and 2nd down. You're down by 2 scores, but you're not panicking. I think it's a real strong thing to tell your players as a coaching staff, hey, we're sticking with what we thought we could do. and we're gonna try to execute it. If we execute it, we're gonna be okay.
Third down, throw by Whitmore and incomplete. Hit as he threw. Intended receiver was the tight end William Hodder, who had a good first game receiving against Orono. That's his first target tonight, but that pass missed.
You know, Whitmore does a good job of looking to his right before he launches the ball a little bit more upfield, but there was another, again, more pressure on Whitmore. As he's launching the ball, he's getting hit. It's very hard for the quarterback, because the control of the football comes right at right before the release point. If that release point is bothered in any way by your body getting knocked around, it's tough to complete the pass.
Houlihan high kick and diving for it and making the catch at midfield is Sproles.
That play could have been ugly if Sproles misses that ball, muffs it, and he's sprawled out on the ground, and there's 3 Benilde guys right there. So nice grab by Sproles.
You like to see that. I mean, you don't want to take a risk that they might drop it, but you want to take the chance that you let it go and it bounces another 15 yards. We saw that last week in the Breck Providence game, and you save your team some field position, even if you can see that you're not going to have a chance at a return.
Right.
Your team's got the ball at the 50.
Right. It's a lot better to have it at the 50 than at the 30 or 35.
Sproles will play some quarterback for them, and he's lined up there now. No roll out right, and he's into Benilde territory and in the open. He's going to go 50 yards for a touchdown. There's a flag down
at the 41-yard line. Probably a hold against Cooper. That'll be a frustrating call for Coach Howard and his offensive staff to have a great play like that called back with a hold, and a hold probably behind the play. Certainly not at the point of attack. Illegal block in the back. Again, it's not going to be horribly damaging. He'll replay first down, but that flag was, that infraction was 15 yards, 20 yards from where the ball was at the time. There's no need to hit somebody, particularly hitting him in the back if the runner has already passed where you are.
Well, you could see the explosiveness, though, of Phoenix Sproles, couldn't you?
Yes.
Wow.
It's like we've always said, John, speed kills.
So they'll reset it from the 50-yard line, or the 49 technically, and 2 yards to the Cooper 49. Look at that touchdown run. See if we can pick anything up here, Bill. There, I guess, to the upper part of your screen was where the penalty was called.
And that defender wasn't going to make a play on the ball anyway, so. That's the hardest thing. You want your players to be aggressive, and you want them to be downfield blocking. You just got to, they've just got to use their heads a little bit and know where the play is and know where the football is.
Gain of 2 on first down, and a gain of 2 more here for Nas Borden to the 47 of Benilde, bringing up 3rd and 6. See if they go to the air. Cameron King so far today, 4 out of 7 passing with a touchdown. Three receivers left, 1 to the right here on 3rd down. And a manageable 6 to go. He's throwing high for Gordon, incomplete. Targeted him a few times tonight at one of the touchdowns tonight for Cooper, but this one a little high and incomplete.
Yeah, he just backed off of that one a little bit, and his hand got under the ball and it floated over Gordon's head. Gordon's a nice-sized target at 6'4", 170, 175 pounds. He's a big receiver out there. First punt for Cooper tonight.
Tony Madison, one of the starting linemen, also the punter for Cooper. good kick away. A fair caught at the 15. 32-yard punt, fair catch by Matt Brooks, and Benilde this time will start the 15. So, Bill, again, the Red Knights have not been blessed with good field position tonight.
Not at all, but they've got to take advantage of that penalty. That penalty brought back a touchdown that would have, put them into a 3-score deficit. Now they're still only 2 scores down, and they've got the football. 7:05. There's plenty of time left in the half to get a good drive, run your offense, and get a score. If you get a score and you make it 16-7, 16-8, you're in much better shape.
First down run and a gain of 4, close to 5 yards on first down. Houlihan on the carry. That'll be his 7th carry here in the first half. We have second down and 5.
Houlihan being kind of a workhorse so far tonight, John.
Good start to the drive for BSM. 2nd and 5 from the 20. Go to Houlihan. Going to the right side. That play strung out and no gain at all. Tackled by Nate Hill. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, a gain of maybe 1, but that was strung out pretty well. Houlihan could not get to the edge, was not able to turn up, and was run out of bounds. It was a short gain, a half a yard or a yard, so 3rd and a healthy 5 yards.
We got to convert. He on his side. Let him come back to it. Veer.
Will Whitmore on 3rd down and still close to 5 to go. They give to Houlihan again. Bounces off would-be tacklers, but then falls down and goes down at the 22. Aaron DeSouza finishing him off, senior safety. And Benilde will have to punt.
Yeah, DeSouza does a nice job of coming up to support the flank and make a tackle on Houlihan after he had broken a tackle. Looked like he was going to have a little bit of a place to run and just really didn't have an opportunity. Cooper defense has proven to be pretty strong and pretty resilient so far.
Sproles back deep again. Houlihan's best punt of the night, fair caught by Sproles at the 45. But again, Cooper, look at the field position they've had tonight. They
40,
still have just barely
midfield. Right.
More than half a field to go here.
Right. And Benilde has not been able to flip the field at all. And the one chance they had to score or at least flip the field to maybe gain some advantage there, the ball was returned for a touchdown. So Cooper definitely in the driver's seat when it comes to field position.
King throwing left side, incomplete. Overshot his guy. Osseo.
Every time we've seen the ball go a little bit deep, King throws a nice pass, but I'm impressed with the fact that the Benilde defensive backs are able to run with the receivers and not interfere with them. They haven't been getting called for any penalties for holding or pass interference or anything like that, and yet they're playing pretty good pass defense.
King wanting to throw again, steps up out of the pressure, rolls out, makes a completion. Osseo has the catch this time and has it to the 43-yard line of Benilde-St. Margaret. It's a gain of a dozen and a first down. Nice job here by Cameron King to avoid a sack early on in the play, Bill.
Yeah, Cameron King does a very good job of improvising on that play. He gets a little pressure. There was some outside pressure from his left, from the defensive right, and forced him up into the pocket. He stepped up in, was able to flatten out his running and get the ball off to Osseo.
King will throw this time. Sproles, he's got some open field, 30-yard line, 25, and tripped up at the 22-yard line. Tackled by Malachi Johnson. Gain of 22.
Sproles does a nice job of rolling to the outside as he catches the ball. stumbles and gets tripped up right there inside the 25-yard line. But again, the Cooper offense is on the move.
King looking to the sideline. First down and 10 from the 22. Back to the ground game, and Johnson able to wrap up Borden in the backfield. Malachi Johnson, loss in the play of close to 4.
And Malachi Johnson, a pretty nice sized outside linebacker at 6'6", 215 pounds. Makes a nice open field tackle on a good running back for a 4-yard loss.
Second down and 14. King wanting to throw, roll out right. Tossing it toward the end zone through the hands of Gordon and incomplete. A little bit high, a
little bit,
but catchable.
King does a nice job of getting outside, buying himself some time where he can get his body in position to throw. The ball floats on him a little bit. Oh, and ball was just a little too high, and Gordon was already coming down from his jump when the ball got to it.
It was timing as much as anything that
threw
that play off a little bit.
I think King got onto his back foot a little bit there, and wasn't really able to push the ball into, get his hand up on top of the ball and get it down to where Gordon could catch it.
3rd and 14. Throw to the end zone, middle of the field, and almost intercepted. Selke, the closest player to that, the safety for Benilde. Dangerous pass, it's incomplete, and now 4th down from the 26. So we talked about Ogamba and his leg. Now, this would be a test, Bill.
This would be a big test.
Try something.
I do not think they'll be trying to kick a field goal here. I think they're going to be looking at a couple of things here. It's 4th and very long, but we take our shot here and we'll see what we can get, and then we'll come back and play defense. It's still not great field. Might be the best field position of the night for starting for Benilde, but still not real good.
Well, on 4th down, King will throw it to the corner of the end zone and broken up toward the end zone. Didn't quite get all the way there. Nice defensive play by Matt Brooks. Jordan Brown, the intended receiver, and Benilde turns Cooper over.
Right, and the defender does a nice job. Very, very good size safety is Matt Brooks at 6'2", 195 pounds. So he's able to get up and make a play on that ball and force the turnover on downs.
Benilde gets it 1st and 10 from their 26. 4:05 to go before halftime. Benilde with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Cooper has 2 left. Benilde mostly running tonight. They have run the ball 17 times, and they are 2 of 6 passing. And now Benilde will use its first time out of the half.
Yeah, they had a little bit of confusion as they broke the huddle. It seemed like they were not exactly sure what formation they were going to be in. So I think Whitmore does a smart job taking a timeout. We've got to get a good drive going here, is what they're going to be thinking, and say, look, we'll take a timeout. We'll give up a little bit of that just so we don't have a goofed up first down and end up in 1st and 15 or 2nd and 18, something like that.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have Cooper cheerleaders, dance team, marching band, and as well Ryan Iverson will talk with both head coaches, and also a special interview Ryan had with his former teammate with the University of Minnesota football program, Tellis Redmond, assistant coach here for Cooper. All coming up here at halftime. 4:05 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Benilde trailing 16-0 as they begin this drive from their 26, and the flag is out. Procedure penalty against Benilde. Well, nothing worse than illegally proceeding.
Yeah, you've heard me say that for a million years, John. That proceeding illegally is a very frustrating thing, and it just kills you. It's 5 yards. It doesn't seem like much, but it just kills you.
So back to the 21, they'll start the drive. Ujuaku, right side. He gets to the 25-yard line, the 26. You look at that play bill, and as it develops, you're like, well, that's a pretty good run. Well,
right.
It's okay. It's 5 yards, but Benilde has not had much to go their way tonight.
Not
so
much
even a 5-yard gain looks pretty good. Yeah,
in most situations, a 5-yard gain on a running play on first down is pretty good, but you're still left at 2nd and 10. That's where the penalty, instead of being 2nd and 5, 2nd and 10, it's just that penalty haunts you until you get that first down.
Ujuaku burst of speed up the middle here and gains 9 yards out to the 34-yard line. He'll be maybe closer to 8 is where they're going to spot him. It'll be 3rd down and 2. So a couple of good runs here by the junior has put his team in striking distance of a first down. 3rd and a long 2.
Right, Ujuaku has done a really good job tonight. He did a good job of picking his way, finding the seam and getting into it and accelerating. And now you've got a manageable 3rd and 2 or 3.
Get the call again, and this time is going to be stopped in the backfield and dropped. Ivory Jones, number 44, coming up, making the tackle. There's a lot of pressure in the backfield, and again, there was Daniel Summers got in there, number 55.
Was very
Finished
well
off
played,
by Jones.
Very well played by the Cooper defense. They actually slanted to their left that time and got 2 or 3 guys right down the line of scrimmage and into that play, forcing a 4th and long situation. Obviously, Benilde's going to be punting the ball away.
Houlihan's kick, and fair caught by Sproles back at the 39.
I think Sproles a pretty heady ball player back there. He does a good job of finding the ball in the air, making the catch. He's made 2 or 3 fair catches, which is fine. I think from a coaching point of view, yeah, you'd like to catch it and run if you've got an open field, but by the same token, if you catch it on a fair catch and you don't give up any more yards with a bouncing ball, your offense has got some advantage there as well.
We'll see how aggressive Cooper is here with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play before halftime and a 16-0 lead. Empty backfield. King to the air on first down and right through the hands of the intended receiver, Borden. Selke on the coverage.
Yeah, Borden really didn't have a prayer on that one. It looks like it almost bounced off the umpire. And Borden was bounced off of the turf.
It's a play where, depending on the officiating crew, and that could almost, the way the game is called today, be a late hit, though. That ball was clearly past the receiver. It wasn't. And the big hole up the middle here for Borden. He's got a first down and into Benilde territory, down to the Red Knights 42, and a flag comes out late.
See if we can see if there's anything here, maybe a face mask late in the. No. Benilde defender does a nice job of just wrapping it up.
It's like a sideline warning on Cooper.
Sideline warning, okay. I've seen that a lot this year at the college level. There have been 2 or 3 penalties I've seen in the college games on television where the sideline interference has been called. Boy, I tell you, those line judges, the head linesman and the line judge, they do not like it when they're getting tripped up and bounced around by players and coaches along the sideline.
Nas Borden now, Bill, 9 carries, 65 yards.
Pretty nice night's work there so far for Nas Borden.
1st and 10, Cooper right outside the Benilde 40-yard line. 1:41 to go. They still have 2 timeouts remaining. King, short drop, short throw left side, and no gain. Perhaps even a loss on the play. Receiver Osseo has his second catch tonight, but he lost a yard.
And makes a nice grab, but the defender was right next to him when he made the grab and was put right down for a short loss. Nice catch, short loss, not much of a play.
Clock running with 1:10 to go. Second down and 11 for Cooper. King, he'll go deep. He's got Sproles diving for the ball and incomplete. Overthrown, a touch by Cameron King trying to hit Phoenix Sproles.
Boy, this was really close. Just off the fingertips of Sproles, who had really done a nice job of getting out and up and putting a lot of pressure on Houlihan, the defensive back. Ball just not quite there.
There's some athletic talent in his family tree. He's the cousin of Darren Sproles of the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's a pretty good gene pool to work from for a football player.
Third down and 11 for Cooper. We're inside of a minute to play here in the first half. The Hawks have really dominated the game so far. King has time to throw again. Going downfield and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Down at the 10-yard line was Terrence Nicholson. This ball a little bit underthrown. Nicholson almost came up with it. Made a nice adjustment to the ball, and Houlihan back defending. Got a hand in there. I think that helped.
Yeah, and
make that an incompletion.
Houlihan made a nice play, not getting involved with the receiver and getting an interference call because he had no idea where the ball was because his back was to it. So less than 50 seconds to go in the half here, and we'll see Madison punt the ball again.
High kick, another fair catch and a fumble. And Cooper saying they have it. No, Benilde has it.
Boy, that's a hard stopper right there. This is an excellent punt by Madison. Fair catch signal, bonk right off of your shoulder pads. Got to get your hands out in front. And
Brooks somehow got back on that football.
You know what makes that recovery of that muff punt by Brooks? That's absolute fear, because he does not want to go off the sideline and face his coaches after having muffed a fair catch inside the 10-yard line. So that's nothing but fear, John, making that play.
40 seconds to go in the half. Benilde's back inside their 20. They'll go on the ground and presumably just run out the half here. Houlihan gaining a couple of yards out to the 18. And as they set the ball for play, it's under 25 seconds, so I'm guessing we won't have another snap of the ball.
No, I don't. I think they'll be happy to go in and say, well, we've played about as poorly as we can for a half, and we're only down by 2 touchdowns. Cooper will get the ball to start the second half.
And indeed, that is the end of the first half. Cooper, very impressive, Bill. All facets of the game to take a 16-0 lead here.
Yeah, they've done well. Their offense has played well. The defense has done a nice job of controlling the Benilde offense and put 27 up on Orono last week. And their kicking game has been very, very good.
Red Knights will try to regroup as they go to the locker room here. Trailing by 16 points. Cooper getting touchdown catch, a field goal, an interception return, a couple extra points to give them the 16-0 lead. We're going to go down to the sideline now. Ryan Iverson standing by with Cooper co-head coach John Hanks.
Hey, Coach Hanks, 16-0. I thought your defense, considering the short field, did a heck of a job limiting them to 16 points. What are your thoughts?
Not bad. We're not leveraging the ball like we're supposed to. We're over pursuing. We're leaving our feet when we make tackles.
Offensively, what do you have to do here to get a big play, get some momentum going?
Pad level, moving your feet.
What do you tell them down 16 at halftime?
Same thing. We just got to get our pad level down. We're trying to play high with guys that weigh 300 pounds. It ain't going to work.
Well, good luck in the second half. Thanks, Coach. All right, John, 16-0. He wants to get to his team, and I don't blame him. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Hey, Bill, sometimes there's nothing more you can say than that, right? We got to execute.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We're going to stay up here for a moment. The halftime show will be led off by the Cooper cheerleaders.
Your Cooper dance team.
So the Cooper cheerleaders and then the dance team will take a quick break. Marching band coming onto the field. We'll be back with more of our halftime festivities. We'll hear from the Hawks marching band and still our interview to come with Brian Iverson and former Gopher running back Thomas Redmond. That's all still to come at halftime. Our score at the break, Cooper 16, Benilde-St. Margaret's nothing. More Suburban Red District football on 12 Sports after this.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Cooper Marching Band is out on the field. They also have some middle school students you'll see at the bottom of your screen there, right at the 50. They're going to join them for this halftime performance here tonight. Let's enjoy the Cooper High School Marching Band.
How about a nice round of applause for the middle schoolers? Fans, the Foo Fighters are an American rock band that was formed in 1994. Nirvana drummer Dave Grohl founded the group following the death of Kurt Cobain. By releasing 8 albums over the past 20 years and winning 11 Grammy Awards, the Foo Fighters have become one of the most legendary bands of all time. Tonight, the Cooper Marching Hawks will perform the Foo Fighters hit, Monkey Wrench.
Well done by the Cooper High School marching band. We are at halftime, 16-0. Cooper on top of Benilde-St. Margaret's. Before tonight's game, Brian Iverson had a chance to talk with one of the Hawks' assistants, running backs coach. Tell us, Redmond.
All right. Hey, thanks, John. Well, I'm here with a former teammate of mine at the University of Minnesota, Golden Gopher, great running back. Tell us, Redmond, in your 6th year as running back coach here at Cooper, how's your experience been going from being a player to now being a coach?
You know what? After I took the cleats off and now doing it, spreading my experience with the kids, I won't change it for the world, my man. Like 6 years with this style. But I started in the inner city, Roosevelt High School. But Tony Patterson, who played at the U with me, he used to coach at North High, and we used to go back and forth with each other. So he came over here. He tell us we need to go ahead and link up and come over here. So ever since, it's 6 years going.
Well, your experience going from a high school all-star to going to the Big Ten, playing for the Gophers, where you had 1,000-yard seasons multiple times, how are you able to share what you went through and what it takes to get to that level with the kids here at Cooper?
You can have the ability in the world, but if you don't take care of your grades and being a character of the game, yeah, it's going to be very tough. And so that's the experience that I'm bringing to these kids today.
Well, that's great. So let's go back to the old glory days, Golden Gophers. Like I said, your senior year, you had over 1,100 yards. What's your best memory as being a Golden Gopher?
My best memories, I always went down to the big house, Michigan. We came up short, but we played a good game with them. It's always Wisconsin and Iowa. If you beat those two teams, it's a great feeling in the world.
Hardest time, who's the player that hit you the hardest in your college career?
Iowa, I would say Bob Sanders. Back in the day, Bob Sanders.
An NFL All-Star for the Indianapolis Colts, absolutely. I want to get a little bit to Minnesota high school football.
Okay.
You know, now that you've been here for a number of years post-playing, how does Minnesota high school football compare to other areas of the country and what you've experienced?
Well, I'm from Texas. It's totally.
Do they have high school football in Texas?
I believe they do. Okay. I believe they do. Yeah, so up here it's a different change. It's a different, but I say Minnesota do have some great players, and it's pretty sad that you don't get a lot of them because they always like drifting off and going to other places. But since I've been up here for 6 years, we had a lot of talent come through Cooper, though.
Well, in a little bit, you know, you had a great college career, and you had a cup of coffee in the NFL. What was that experience like, playing in the preseason, getting a chance to be a running back, special teams? What is that dream that a lot of kids have? Hey, I can make it to the NFL. What did that feel like for you?
It felt awesome. Like watching these guys grow up as a little kid playing football. Then get to go fill my dreams for 4 years with Baltimore Ravens and Seattle Seahawks. It was the best feeling I ever had, and now I'm trying to share it to these kids, and they have a great chance to make it.
Tracy Clay's now in his first official year as being the head coach of the Golden Gophers. You have a player from last year that's at the U. How do you think Tracy Clay's and his bond with high school football, local Minnesota talent, as far as recruiting goes, how do you think that's going along?
He's doing a great job. Along the years of the other coaches, have been many coaches try to branch out and get these kids. But Clay do a great job coming to schools. He came out here to Cooper to meet Phil Howard, who's played there now as a wide receiver. He came out here and just showed them so much love, and that's what you need to build a great team.
Let's talk Cooper this current year. You guys got off to a great start with the win at Bloomington Jefferson, scoring 41 points. What's the goal for this team this year?
Stop the penalties and mistakes. We did a lot in the first half is what it caught us. It caught us off guard because we came through the scrimmage with Matamida. We did a great job. So our first game, we came out, fumbled the ball on the first play. So gave it back to them on their 10. So that's how we first started off. So we regrouped in halftime and came out and put 20 points on the board.
Let me ask you this. A lot of your players know that you played for the Gophers and had some time in the NFL. Can you still get out there and show them how it's done? Do you still have the shake and bake and the speed?
Oh, I still have the shake and bake. Every day I lace up my cleats. That's the only chance I get to lace up my cleats, so I still do it. So that this old man still got it.
Good. Hey, last question for you. For all the kids that are watching tonight's game that have aspirations to play Big Ten football, to play for the Gophers, to be a running back, what are the most important qualities? What makes a running back great?
What makes a running back is discipline, follow directions, and be coachable. If you can be coachable and be disciplined, sky's the limit.
Well, that's spoken as a true coach. Again, Tellis Redmond, former Golden Gopher great, now in his 6th season at running back coach at Cooper. Thanks for your time. Tell us good luck this season.
Thank you. Come and watch us some Marvins, the Gophers.
All right, back up to you, John.
All right, thanks very much for Tellis taking some time with his old teammate Ryan Iverson there before tonight's game. Let's look at some highlights from that first half of play, and it's a lot of navy and orange highlights, Bill, in the first half. They got it going on the running game. First drive, able to move the ball through the air. Pass to Jordan Brown there, and then the touchdown pass here to Damian Gordon, and Cooper's up 7-0. Benilde-St. Margaret's had trouble moving the football against the Hawks. They were able to blow up that running game much of the half. That tackle by Theas Campion, and a good run here, setting up a field goal for Cooper. That was a run by Noah Hill, resulted in 3 points for Eddie Ogamba. And his field goal, and then again, Cooper's defense able to come up the middle of that defense. And then there's the interception return here for Cooper. Ante Burns going 52 yards on the pick of the Will Whitmore pass. The extra point was not good, and it's 16-0. There's a look at the stats from the first half. Cooper doubling up Benilde in offense and first downs and total yards, and they get the big turnover, as you saw a moment ago, to put another 6 on the board. Let's go on to Ryan Iverson, who had a chance to talk a few moments ago with Willie Howard.
Hi, thanks, John. I did talk to Coach Howard, and in typical fashion, he was not pleased with the way his team played in the first half. Up 16-0, he said, we have not established our identity yet. I asked him if they were going to continue to take shots down the field. He said, absolutely. He thought they missed on a number of plays down the field. Wide receivers have a clear speed and height advantage. He said they're going to go back to it. He thought that their team speed overall would maybe be too much for Benilde. So expect more big plays out of the athletic Cooper Hawks. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Bill, I thought their defense was okay. Maybe Coach Howard didn't like the offense.
Yeah, and credit to the Benilde defense. I mean, they were playing on a short field the whole night, and the defense only gave up 1 touchdown.
First kickoff of the game for Benilde. We got a fumble out to the 30-yard line on the return by Nas Borden.
Boy, that ball shot 5-6 yards away from Nas Borden.
Cooper does recover.
As he fumbled it. Oh, right there he made the switch from his right arm to his left arm. He was very fortunate that 2 Cooper guys were right there to pounce on it. Actually got a pretty nice bounce forward, but field position at the 30-yard line now.
First down and 10 for Cooper. First play of the second half. King back into the shotgun. He'll hand off on first down. Hill hit almost immediately. Fell forward too close to the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there. Noah Hill with just his second carry tonight. Cooper in the first down rushed the ball 11 times. 9 of those were by Borden.
Right.
And he threw it 18 times, Bill. 7 for 18 was
a lot of King. And at one point, King was like over 50, well over 50%. Just really didn't have much connection late in the second quarter.
Amusu on his catch here out to the 49-yard line. And he's able to pick up 17 yards. That's his third catch tonight. And his best gain, 17 yards, King to Amusu.
Nice throw, nice short, quick throw, which King has done very well all night tonight. Amusu does a nice job of catching the ball and turning upfield, getting up the sideline, making a nice gain.
First and 10, near midfield for Cooper. King's got time. Steps into his throw and through the hands of Amusu out the 30-yard line, incomplete.
I think King does a nice job. Sidesteps, makes a nice play. That's a catchable ball right there. That's one of the ones that I think Amusu and King would like to have that one back. I think King gets just a little more zip on that ball, the nose of it will come down right at the end of its flight and be a much more catchable ball.
Second down and 10. Handoff up the middle, goes Hill, breaking tackles, and gets forward to the 40-yard line of BSM. He may have enough fill for a first down. He does.
Boy, and that's a nice run. Breaks a tackle at about 3 yards upfield and gets an 11-yard gain, so a very nice run.
Second first down of the drive, 1st and 10, and the 40, first drive of the second half. Hill will take another handoff, right side, 30-yard line down to the 27. Houlihan with the tackle, but not until a gain of 13 yards for Noah Hill.
Boy, look at the hole open up there. The offensive line really coming off the ball, opening up a couple, now 2 consecutive big running lanes. Noah Hill doing a nice job of finding that seam and then accelerating into it and just running to the goal line.
King under pressure and down he goes. Malachi Johnson with a sack back at the 37-yard line.
Now, Malachi Johnson does a good job of getting around the flank, and Cameron King just has no chance.
Loss of 10.
That's a big loss on first down, 2nd and 20. After 2 or 3 pretty good gains and pushing the chains up, Cooper's now kind of dug themselves into a little bit of a hole here.
And off, and it's Hill again, 35-yard line, pushed forward and out of bounds. Braden Fitzgerald, junior outside linebacker and offensive lineman on the tackle. They get some of the yardage back. Lost on the sack, gain of 8 for Hill.
Yeah, third and about 12 now. So that's a pretty big order. 3rd and anything over 5 or 6 is a challenge.
King throwing deep left side for Gordon, and it's intercepted in the end zone.
Oh my goodness.
Picked off by Peyton James. First turnover of the night for Cooper.
Well, when that started, I thought when it started to come down, I really thought that Gordon was going to have the best chance to make that play, and James does a great job of taking it away from him. As you watch the ball come into the hands of Gordon gets the ball first, and as it comes down, Peyton James is able to take it right away from him. That's a touchback, ball back out to the 20-yard line.
First down and 10. The gain of 3 on first down out to the 23-yard line. Ujuagu on the carry. And for Kenna's 9th carry of the evening. Just a couple of yards on that. Benilde's longest gain tonight on the running game, Bill, 8 yards.
8 yards.
And their longest total, a 13-yard pass.
Cooper defense has been pretty good at swarming around the ball all night. They're going to have to continue to do that. A 16-point lead is not a huge lead at this point in the game.
Whitmore on the run. He keeps it and carries it out to the 28-yard line and picks up 6.
It looked like Whitmore was going to be stopped in the backfield there as the flank defense came up, and he was able to cut right back inside and make a gain out of it. A bit of extracurricular scuffling going on there right at the end of that play. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there.
Third down and 2 for Benilde from their 28. Ujaku trying to come out of the tackles and can't. He goes down for a loss. They were swarming the football there.
Boy, it's real good penetration. You can see that the defensive lineman, number 52, is able to get in there. That's Dominic Kiwan was able to get in there and really disrupt that play and force the issue, making a 4th and long for Benilde. And again, it's a 3 and out for the Benilde offense.
Devin Mosby and Ante Burns on that tackle. Houlihan got to punt another one away. Sproles will fair catch it at the 39. 32-yard kick with no return. And the 6th kick of the evening for Alex Houlihan. Yeah, you mentioned, Bill, it's not a big deficit, but at some point Benilde's got to get points.
They've got to get points, which means you got to get the
16
ball into
or
the
60 right now.
Yeah, they look, there's so many times they look like they're on the verge of having a play break or having something happen with a play where it's going to get more than just 2 or 3 or 4 yards, and it just hasn't happened yet. The Cooper defense has swarmed pretty well tonight.
King will hand off on 1st down and a very short gain out to the 41-yard line. Gain of 2 for Borden. It's Fisher on the tackle. We got
a couple of Benilde players. One of them looks like he's not
out.
Right. Yeah,
right.
Completely.
See what we can see on the replays. A handoff to Gordon.
Oh. There's some inadvertent head-to-head contact there, and
within by the Benilde players.
Yeah, by the Benilde players, and right there. One of the linemen really.
Michael Doppler was one of them.
Yeah.
Number 55. He's the player, I believe, on top. I didn't catch the number of the other BSM player.
No, it's hard to tell.
One more look at it.
And the number, I don't know who the player on the bottom is.
Sean McCullough, I believe, is the other player. I think it's McCullough.
Right.
And Doppler were the 2 Benilde players.
And the one player seems to be completely.
That's Sean McCullough that was on top.
Yeah. And
so it was Johnson, excuse me, underneath. Malachi Johnson.
No.
Or
Owugu.
Ikena Ujuaku was the player underneath.
Yeah. They're going to bring the card out, and this was a. It didn't look that violent on there, but you could see there was a pretty good smack right to the side of the head of McCullough.
Take one more look at it and watch for number 50 in white. That's McCullough. Coming from left of your screen there, getting blocked.
Catches his head right on the shoulder.
Yeah,
hip
the shoulder
right
pad of the Cooper player.
Yeah, he didn't move for a while. I mean, right now you can see that he's not moving. He's moving his arms, so.
we're going to take a timeout as they tend to Sean McCullough. And we'll be back with more of our football from Cooper after this.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Nice round of applause for Sean McCullough, who's definitely hurt tonight. And with that last play, Sean is a senior linebacker. And not that it's a good injury here, but we didn't see him. They didn't have to bring out the stretcher, the immobilizer or anything. You can see he's walking off with obviously a lot of help. But it looked like from that replay that we saw that he took a head to the shoulder or some kind of stinger in the neck injury.
Upper back, but he looked pretty obviously unconscious there for a few moments, and. But we can see as he comes forward right here, number 50, he gets accelerated a little bit right there by the offensive lineman. But you can see he doesn't gets a chest to shoulder and neck contact right there with the Cooper player, but that's just about it. And it's nice to see him be able to walk off the field. That means there's really no, at this point, no serious nerve damage. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to move his arms and legs and walk like he is. But he's very woozy. You can certainly tell that.
I wish the best for Sean as they'll get further medical attention.
Absolutely.
All right, back to football here. We get second down for Cooper from their 41. 8 to go. Borden on the carry, and he'll pick up 3 yards to the 44-yard line. And it'll be a third down and 5.5 to go. Borden now 11 carries, 70 yards. The longest carry tonight, 29 yards. Set up a Cooper field goal. Clock running under 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Been no scoring here so far in the second half. Getting back to throw. It's the completion. Short gain of the 49. It'll be, looks like a little bit short of the first down. A nice job by Selke to come up and make the catch, stop rather, on Jordan Brown, who made the catch. And it'll be a yard short. A gain of 4. Completion King to Brown.
So that's a big play for the Benilde defense to force. I think that might even be the first 3 and out that we've had for Benilde tonight. So they're forced a 3 and out here and force Madison to punt. We'll see. We've heard that he's got a pretty good leg, and he's punted the ball very well tonight, but hasn't really let one go yet. We'll see what he does here.
Didn't get much on that one. He jinxed him, Bill. Although does get a little bit of a Cooper bounce, and they'll go out at the 33. So not much that time. About 18 yards with no return.
Well, he couldn't have shanked that one much better. I should quit saying good things about him. Well, this is the best field position, starting field position of the evening for Benilde-St. Margaret. So the Red Knights will have an opportunity here to maybe flip the field a little bit and maybe get a little momentum.
5 minutes, 49 seconds to play, third quarter. John Jacobson, Bill Hunstock, Ryan Iverson, week 2 of the high school football season. Benilde-St. Margaret's at Cooper. BSM unable to get much going offensively tonight. Incompletion on 1st and 10 there. Pass intended for Peyton James. James with the interception in the end zone earlier here in the half. Second out and 10. Handoff, Houlihan trying to bounce left. 35-yard line to the 39. Gain of 5. Bring up 3rd and 5.
Houlihan does a good job getting behind his blocking, weaving his way upfield, making a defender miss. Defender shoves him out of bounds, but not until he gets a couple of yards. So he's got a pretty good run on 1st down.
Third down and 5. Whitmore wanting to hand off and get a flag. Offside, Cooper. Third penalty tonight for Cooper for 25 yards.
And that's going to push it up to a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Benilde.
Just the 4th first down of the night for BSM. First and 10 from their 45. Fake the handoff. Whitmore will keep it, and he gets a couple of yards to the 47, 48-yard line. Champion on the tackle. And 3.
A nice tackle by Champion coming down the line of scrimmage to make that play from his defensive tackle spot. Not a bad gain, but on 1st down, 2nd and manageable here, 2nd and 7.
Whitmore is going to go deep, and it is incomplete. Devin Mosby was a defender. Pass intended for Peyton James. Ryan Iverson telling us from down on the field that Sean McCullough was indeed unconscious for a brief time there, so it was a head injury. And he has since gone off, as you saw. 3rd down and 7. Oh, great tackle from behind. Nate Hill comes up and drops Whitmore, but a flag comes out. The face mask, he grabbed the face mask at the end, Bill?
It may be. He reached over the top of Whitmore's shoulder, and as he brought Whitmore down. There was a flag came out, and I would assume that as his hand went over, it's a personal foul, face mask. That would be the indication. And just from watching his hands, you can see his right there, his hand comes over the top and inadvertently grabs the face mask, but he hangs on to it, so he a 15-yard personal foul. Another big penalty. That Cooper now has hurt themselves twice on this drive with penalties.
1st and 10 from the 35 now of Cooper.
First time Benilde's operated inside Cooper territory tonight is on this drive.
Whitmore throwing, gets the completion down to the 24-yard line. They're going to say incomplete. Cooper players are saying incomplete, and it's indeed out of the hands of Peyton James.
Looks like Peyton James made a pretty good grab here. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
I think he had up plenty of steps there, didn't it?
It could have been called a fumble, maybe.
2nd and 10.
Ooh.
Ball at the 34 of Cooper. 4 minutes, 9 seconds to play, 3rd quarter. Handoff off the middle, and Houlihan inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
Houlihan gets a seam to run in. We've seen that when he does get a seam, he can take the ball in there. And Benilde now putting together a little bit of a methodical drive. Nothing spectacular, but a couple of good plays, a couple of penalties, and all of a sudden the ball is down, getting close into scoring position for Benilde-St. Margaret.
Third and 3 from the 27. Houlihan will get the call again. Oh, and he's thrown violently to the ground back at the 35-yard line. Dominic Kiwan.
Yeah, Dominic Kiwan just saying, well, that's enough of that,
My goodness.
But again, the penetration through the offensive line is what stymies the play, and Kiwan does a nice job with that. Fourth and long, 4th and 8. Certainly not a gimme here.
Houlihan tonight, Bill, 13 carries, but just 22 yards from scrimmage.
He's had to work for a lot of those yards.
4th down and 8. Play action, Whitmore trying to step into his throw toward the end zone and incomplete. Nearly picked off. Coverage provided by Jordan Brown on the pass intended for James.
We see a run fake to the left. Whitmore does a good job of getting himself around as a left-hander to throw the ball upfield, but he gets just enough pressure that the ball floats on him and gives the defense a chance to make the play and stymie the 4th down and turn the ball over to Cooper.
It was Isaac Amusu on that coverage, number 8, not 9. So Isaac, we've seen Pedro tonight, but Isaac there making the defensive play. And here's a big run by Brown getting out to the 49-yard line. Jordan Brown has made a couple of catches tonight. That's his 3rd.
That's
a good game, Bill.
Arm right there. Yeah, Brown puts a nice hit on the defender to get himself an extra 6-7 yards up the sideline there. That pass has been pretty effective for Cooper all night tonight.
Handoff in the big hole up the middle for Borden. And he's down to the Benilde 36-yard line. Gain of 15.
Another nice gain of 14, 15 yards running behind the left side of that line of scrimmage. That left side is anchored by Eric Boji, the University of Minnesota recruit, who's having a pretty good game tonight.
85 yards for Borden now on the day. He'll get the call again and only get a yard, maybe 2. The 33-yard line.
Pretty interesting battle over there on the left side of the Cooper offensive line between Eric Aboji and Eric Wilson going at it. two of the guys we featured at the beginning of the game tonight that are both pretty good football players.
On second down, they'll give it again. This is Borden. Big hole up the middle, and Borden inside the 5-yard line. Gain of 32 yards.
Borden on the carry, takes it all the way down inside the 5-yard line.
Nas Borden over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, watch Nas Borden get behind Eric Aboji and turn it upfield, get through the linebacker zone, and all the way down inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal for Cooper.
King will give to Borden again. Malachi Johnson, well, none of that. Loss of 1.
Malachi Johnson does a nice job of coming down the line of scrimmage behind the block of the left tackle Aboji and making a very nice one-on-one tackle against the running back Borden.
Second down and goal. The minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
Now this can be a big play right here for Cooper. They're certainly, obviously, in wanting to get the ball in the end zone, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they've got a good play call here. Second and goal is a pretty critical play because you've got not a lot of yardage to go, but you've got a couple of different things that you can do. If you run the ball a couple of times, a type of delayed action or a counter type play. Here we see some scheduling here.
Yeah, Cooper will take on Armstrong next Friday night. At Armstrong, 7 o'clock. St. Louis Park in 2 weeks. Park Center, a team that beat them twice a year ago. They'll play at Park Center on September 30th. De La Salle, Irondale, and then Spring Lake Park on October 19th. It might come down to those 2 teams in this district.
Yeah, that's two pretty good, potentially pretty good football game.
Second and goal from the 5 for Cooper. 3 backs along with King in the backfield. They're getting it to Burns. Dante Burns is going to go for a touchdown.
Dante Burns does a nice job of burrowing his way into the offensive line and coming up with the touchdown. Gets in behind Eric Aboji. Eric Aboji has done a nice job on this drive. He's really made 4 or 5 very, very good blocks, key blocks to open up the running lane for his running backs and get the ball down into the end zone.
Gamba on for the extra point. This kick is through. And with 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, now 23-0 Cooper. Burns listed as a running back on the roster. We've seen him, of course, on defense. His first rush tonight.
Right.
And shows a linebacker mentality at the line of scrimmage. He wasn't going to be denied there, was he, Bill?
No, he was, and he came one-on-one against Peyton James, the safety, and bopped him right back into the end zone. That, that's the linebacker against the safety. You usually take the linebacker to win that battle.
Gamba, who's been nothing but perfect as far as kickoffs, if you consider touchbacks perfect. He's got them all through the end zone tonight, or at least into the end zone. This one field there, even a foot in the end zone, and it's a touchback, and that's what Peyton James had, his back foot in the end zone. And so it is another touchback for Ogamba, and Cooper will put Benilde back at its 20.
This now creates a real challenge for Benilde. Obviously, they haven't scored tonight. They've only had one drive that's gone into deep enough into the zone to be considered even in the close to scoring territory. Now they're down by 3 scores, and they're really going to have to put putting something together. And they're going to start running out of time, even though we're not in the fourth quarter yet. The amount of time that Cooper uses up on the drives is going to determine how many possessions Benilde will get in the second half, in the fourth quarter here.
Whitmore wanted to throw it, has no one to throw it to, and down he goes. Back at the 16-yard line. Kwiwan in on the tackle.
Pretty well played by the Cooper defense, as you can see that Whitmore really had no place to throw the ball. And John Hanks told us before the game, he says one of the things he likes about Will Whitmore is his decision making. He's not throwing the ball up for grabs, and that's a good indication right there. He took a sack, which you don't like to see, but you'd rather have a 4-yard loss and come back rather than an interception.
Daniel Summers a little shook up on that play, comes off for Cooper. Gain out to the 21-yard line. Ujuagu on the carry. Brings up a 3rd down and 9. And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Cooper continuing to control play here in the second half. Increase their lead, and now as we go to the 4th, it's the Cooper Hawks 23, the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights nothing. Back with more Prep Football after this.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Ready for the beginning of the 4th quarter. It's 23-0 Cooper. Benilde-St. Margaret's facing a 3rd down and 9 from their 21. Will Whitmore running for his life again, and down he goes. Oh, he ran right into Dominic Kwiwan. Wow.
Well, there was bodies flying all over the place in that play. You see Kwiwan just making a form tackle and really rocking him, and one of the other Cooper players got whacked in the leg. Number 51, Tony Madison, the kicker, the punter, also a defensive lineman, got pretty well whacked, and so did Will Whitmore. Yeah. So with 4th and now very long. And this is that Kwiwan makes a nice form tackle, chest to chest, and Will Whitmore pays the price for holding on to the ball a little bit too long, but pays the price because there's an awful lot of pressure on both sides of the line of scrimmage that time, coming from both ends.
12-yard loss on that sack.
And this will put the ball in outstanding field position for Cooper.
Let's see if Phoenix Sproles gets a chance to return one. Is that a fair catch? Most tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything. let this one bounce, a short kick. And the bounce dead at the 44-yard line of Benilde. 35-yard kick, no return.
Not a bad kick, and not a bad punt with no return. But we can see Will Whitmore over on the sideline. Looks like he's undergoing a little bit of concussion protocol there.
More prep football next Friday night on Channel 12. Ryan Iverson and Allie Arlton and I will be at at Eden Prairie High School for Hopkins at Eden Prairie football. Friday, September 16th. Going on in a couple of weeks, we've got Wayzata Maple Grove coming up on the schedule this month.
I am looking forward to that game, even though Wayzata kind of took it on the chin last week. Pretty good history between those two teams.
Going deep for Sproles and a catch inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Cameron King to Phoenix Sproles and a gain of 30 yards.
But Cameron King finally hooks up on a long pass play. And the defender, the Benilde defender, John Landry, he played that about as well as you can play it, and Sproles just made a great catch.
Ball's fumbled here on first down out of the hands of Borden.
Both teams signaling that they have it. So we'll see.
I think Benilde actually does.
And
so
Benilde actually does, yeah. Second turnover for Cooper and I. We see the ball bouncing out right out of the hands of Borden and just laying there like a nice little brown egg for somebody to pounce on. It was the Benilde defense making the play. That kind of thing will not make Coach Howard happy.
Looks like it's Houlihan that's going to take over the quarterback duties here.
Yeah,
Bill, with the injury to Whitmore on that sack that ended the last series for BSM. Whitmore will keep it. Gets out of a tackle and goes down to the 18, 19-yard line. Gain of 5, close to 6 yards.
And we did see a pass from Houlihan earlier in the game. One of the early first plays of the game, ran a halfback pass. So we know he can throw the football. And he's not a bad running back. So, this is not a bad alternative. Don't quite get the same level of leadership and not sure about the throwing capabilities. I imagine we'll see the ball being handed off and see Houlihan running a lot.
Second down, almost lost the snap there. Hawks in pursuit, and they drag him down. Loss on the play of a couple of yards. You look at the roster, Bill, you talked about Houlihan coming in here to play quarterback. He's listed on the roster, quarterback / running back / DB / kicker / punter.
Yeah.
he does a lot.
The only thing he doesn't do is line the field.
There's Will Whitmore,
Will Whitmore
still out.
And he took a pretty good shot. It wasn't a head-to-head contact, but certainly could have had his head hit the floor when he got knocked down, because his feet were completely pulled out from under him by the contact from Kiwan. So it's entirely possible that the head injury occurred when he hit his head on the floor.
Third down, Houlihan, quick drop, throw, and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Ryan McTighe. And it'll be fourth down.
Hey, way to be alert, Tony. Watch the ball, watch the face!
Kick away by Houlihan. And fair caught by Sproles at the 49. 8 punts tonight for Benilde.
8 punts. That's a long night. That that's an easy stat to tell you that your offense isn't moving the ball very well. This is an offense that put 27 points up against Orono last week, so Cooper, their defense has played exceedingly well tonight.
Cameron King and the Cooper offense back onto the field. They've got a first down and 10 at the BSM 49-yard line. 10 minutes and 11 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. Run up the middle to the 46-yard line. Hole closed in a hurry on Noah Hill. He does pick up 3 yards.
One thing I would imagine that we won't see a drop in the intensity of the play between along with the Benilde-St. Margaret's. They're one of their trademarks is that they're pretty disciplined, pretty intense group, and even when they're down, they're going to play good hard football and stay focused.
2nd down and 7. King and a loss on this play. Benilde able to drop Hill for a loss. And he's going to come up limping a little bit and come off the field. A loss of 2. Third down and 9 to go for Cooper. King wants to throw. He's under a lot of pressure, and down he goes.
Yeah.
William Hodder, senior, comes up and gets the sack.
Will Hodder does a nice job of pursuing and staying with the play here. As King looks upfield, has nowhere to go, gets pressure from the inside. Hodder stays with the play and drags Cameron King down for a huge loss.
It's a loss of 15.
Which puts Cooper way back. Madison to kick the ball away.
Tony Madison's 4th punt of the night. So bounce at the 38. Cooper down at the 39. Well, I'm sure the night is over for Will Whitmore, so
Absolutely.
We'll see.
Yeah, once you've registered a head injury, I mean, the protocol is that he's going to stay out until he is completely cleared, and that means he's going to have to go through probably some testing, cognitive testing, probably on Monday or Tuesday, and once he is symptom-free, then he'll be allowed to slowly get back into practice and game.
Houlihan, the quarterback, keeps, and well, he goes for a loss. Nate Hill on the tackle for a loss.
Great effort here by number 6, Nate Hill, as he breaks through and makes a nice clean tackle on Houlihan for about a 4-yard loss, 3-4-yard loss. Cooper starting to substitute in some of their second line players, spell some of the first line players here a little bit.
On 2nd down and 13. Whitmore will fling it out left side, downfield, ball tipped and incomplete. On the coverage, Cameron Kipper, intended receiver, was Gabe Jackson.
You see Houlihan Houlihan throws a nice ball. He gets it downfield. Just pretty well defended by the Cooper defense. He's able to make the play on the ball.
Kipper, the starting cornerback, able to make the play there on Jackson.
Hey, let's go
Whitmore, ball is tipped and intercepted. The pass by Houlihan, intercepted by Cooper, and it's Kipper who had made the break up on the play before. Comes up with a pick on the Houlihan pass. Ball tipped in the air there. And there's number 3 waiting to come down with it.
Boy, that was unfortunate. Gabe Alata making a nice reach for the ball, but the ball tipped up off his hands instead of down and right into the arms of the defender, Kipper.
First and 10 from the 48-yard line of Benilde for Cooper. Under 7 minutes to play here in the football game. First down run. Borden on his 17th carry of the night. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
He's had some pretty good work tonight.
117 yards for him on the 17 carries. Cameron King flinging it out. Sproles, the receiver. And he's got it inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. John Whitmore on the tackle.
Nice grab by Sproles and a really nice one-on-one open field tackle by Whitmore. Whitmore gets his body in position, does a good job of squaring up on the receiver and wraps his arms and brings him down with a good solid tackle.
Sproles 3 catches tonight, 67 yards.
Pretty good night's work.
Not bad. You remember he had a touchdown called back.
Right.
When he's lined up at quarterback and he ran for 50 yards. This one is a good run and a touchdown for Cooper. Goodness. It's Burns with his second rushing touchdown of the night, third touchdown overall. And it's 29-0. Watch the effort here by Ante Burns. There at the line of scrimmage. Breaks a tackle there.
Right there. Another one there. Third. There's a fourth one. I think Brooks, number 5, got 2 shots at him.
How about that?
That is an outstanding run. That's a great effort by the offensive line to get him a place to run, and just a great vision and balance for him to keep everything going and get a very nice long touchdown run. Extra point is good. Brings it to 30-0 now for Cooper, and 5 minutes and 30-some seconds to go in the game. Benilde is going to really struggle to not only win this, but even try to get back into it and make it competitive now.
You know, and compared to Hill and Borden, who have both run the ball well tonight, Burns has got some size. He's got the ability, a little more physical, a little bigger back, and he showed it there, certainly, Bill, on that 32-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and he bounced off of a few guys. He had a really nice, right there at the line of scrimmage as he got into the line of scrimmage, he made a really nice sideways step to avoid a tackle and was able to, get himself into open space where he could use his speed and his ability to change direction.
Gamba on the kickoff. Touchback.
Another one.
Right.
6 or 7 tonight. Yep, he's perfect from the tee tonight, that's for sure.
But Benilde, tough night is an understatement. I mean, you're getting beat badly. You've lost 2 starters tonight with perhaps serious injuries. Will Whitmore in the fourth quarter, Sean McCullough there in the third quarter.
Right.
Both go down. Who knows what their status is going to be for next week.
Exactly.
And you're going to go back to the drawing board. As
it's
much good as you gained last week against Orono, it's now you're 1-1.
It's been a struggle, yeah. And you can see Will Whitmore there, hopefully not a very serious injury, but he's got the trainer sitting there right with him, which tells you something that you want to keep an eye on him. And, this is a little bit defeating when your number one quarterback goes down. We see number
Champion's had a terrific night, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Champion, and I tell you, the interior defensive line, and Daniel Summers, the defensive end, but those guys have played well tonight. That whole line,
they have.
Keywan, we've seen
Miller
blow up some big plays.
Yeah, Keywan, Miller, Campion. Champion's been all over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
He's done a nice job tonight.
Second out and 14 on the loss of 4 on first down. Houlihan gets the carries. Tommy Anderson is in at quarterback now, number 17. He's a 5'11" junior. Third down and 14. Anderson from the shotgun. Got some room, throwing it downfield and incomplete. Intended receiver Gabriel Lada.
Gabriel Lada had pretty good speed going down that sideline. That was a nice pass. Got a flag, 2 flags back in the offensive backfield. A penalty, I think a penalty indicated against Cooper.
Personal foul?
Probably. I didn't see it as I was watching the flight of the ball in the end of the play. So it's probably a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, and we didn't see a signal either.
No.
I mean, it must have been one given, but we missed it. So it is a first down for Benilde. Now past their 30 now. Anderson will look left this time and incomplete over shot as intended receiver Gabe Jackson. Second down and 10 from the Benilde 31. And you know the guys on the Cooper defense they're not going to want to give up any points here.
No,
They're
not at all. They're going to go
on
after
preserving this shutout.
Yeah, they're going to go after tooth and tongue here.
Anderson throwing deep's got a man open right through the hands of Gabe Jackson. I don't know if it would have been 6, but it would have been downfield 40 or 50 yards.
Boy, that is a nice route in the pattern. Jackson does a nice job of doing everything except bringing the ball in.
3rd and 10.
Feel badly for Gabe Jackson. You don't get very many opportunities like that, and when they're there, you got to take them.
Anderson rollout, throw and incomplete. Threw high that time through the hands of Jackson. So after the penalty, 3 straight incompletions.
Right.
And now Benilde will punt.
And Anderson does a nice job. He's moving around the backfield very nicely. Puts a little zip on the ball and a little bit of accuracy, but the one big drop really changed the complexion of the drive there for Benilde.
Houlihan, pretty good pressure on him that time, and gets the kick away. And Sproles fair catches it back at his 40-yard line. Look at the upcoming schedule for Benilde-St. Margaret's. At home against Irondale next week. De La Salle Saturday afternoon game on the island. September 24th, Singles Park on the 30th. They play Park Center, Spring Lake Park. A couple of tough games for them in early October, and then finish at Armstrong Wednesday, October 19th. De La Salle, new coaching staff over there this year.
Whole new coaching staff, yeah.
2 more series, top. We got to put in the work, though. 2 more series. 2 more series, that's it.
Here we have a handoff in the backfield to Hill. Stopped by Wilson, Eric Wilson, in the backfield for about a 3-4 yard loss. Little help there from Clyde Selke as well. We'll have 2nd and 13 for Cooper with about 3 minutes to, about the snap of the ball, be about 3 minutes to go in the game.
King, this snap over his head. He'll chase it down back inside his 20, down to the 14.
Boy, that ball was launched.
Well, you got a new line in there, I'm guessing, or new center at the very least.
Maybe,
no
yeah, maybe
shotgun
new
snaps
center.
are
Well,
going to be tricky.
If the center doesn't keep his hips and his butt down, that ball goes just like you saw it right there. That thing takes right off.
You got to get to midfield for a first down. And 3rd and 36. Noah Hill with a good run. Still on his feet, and then finally knocked out of bounds at the 38. So he ended up getting 24 yards out of there on that run.
You get a nice 24-yard run, you still leave yourself 10 yards short for a first down.
Timeout for Cooper before they got a delay of game. 1:57 to go. Willie Howard turning back. No, Cooper off to a great start, Bill. We get the win last week at Jefferson, come back and thoroughly dominate play here tonight. And then you go into your big rivalry week against Armstrong this coming week.
Next week, and that's one of those inter-district rivalry games that nobody's really quite sure what the outcome is going to be. You can have one good team and one not so good team in that rivalry, and the not so good team can come out winning if things go right. We've seen that happen in the past. It should be a fun game. Both teams going to be ready to play. There'll be a whole lot of trash talking between the two schools, I think, this week.
Oh, a high snap over Madison's head. And he'll have to fall on it back at the 9-yard line. So the shutout may be broken after all, Bill, but it won't be any fault of the defense. They've got a very short field to work on. Benilde will have it 1st and 10 at the 8. Well, nothing that Tony Madison could do on that.
No, that ball just was clearly gone way over his head. Coach Howard's going to be talking to the center about applying for a job with NASA, I guess. The way he launched those 2 shots, that last one almost went into orbit there.
1:52 to go. It's a first down and goal from the 8. Tony Fiallo is the 4th quarterback of the night for Benilde. Fires a pass incomplete. Second down.
We've had it seems like a lot of passes have gone right through the hands of receivers tonight on both sides of the ball, both for Cooper and for Benilde, but that's like the 3rd one in the last 2 sequences that have gone right through the hands of the receiver.
Roll out Fiallo under some pressure, dumps the ball back out to Houlihan, who was open on the left side and leaked out of the backfield, and he catches it for a touchdown. Just the 3rd completion in 18 attempts for Benilde tonight, and this one kind of a broken play. Big pressure up the middle put on by Houlihan, and you get the touchdown pass.
Exactly. You know, when the back leaks out of the backfield like that, there's really not much going to happen. So it's hard to pick him up. You know, as he leaks out like that, particularly when the quarterback is turning around and making a 360 like he did.
So Tino Fiallo gets the touchdown pass. The extra point is good. That's 30-7. We'll get it again.
Well, that's probably just the way that play was drawn up in the playbook.
Right.
But you don't worry about it at that point because it still counts as 6 points. Now with 1:42 and down by 3 scores. You know, onside kick, John. Are you going to kick it deep and not take a chance?
I would hope they would just kick it away.
Would make sense. I mean, you know, it's hard to find a 23-point play.
But having said that, Cooper's got 9 guys, maybe 10 guys
they're
within.
Anticipating the onside kick.
And now Cooper's going to call timeout. Willie Howard wants to get his personnel right and people in the right spot. I always like this at the end of the game, Bill. The game's been decided for a while, though. But coaches are coaching right to the end. You know, every play is, you know, it's a teaching opportunity. I mean,
Absolutely.
You know, they look at like, okay, it's not going to make a difference in this game and the outcome of this game, but we got to know how to handle these situations.
Exactly. You got to know how to handle situations that, you know, and you always hear the term quick change. Those quick change situations, how you handle those things is pretty imperative. You know, you might say, you know, and like you said, the coaches are going to be coaching you. And Coach, in the back of Coach Howard's mind, he probably believes that the game is over and, you know, and the Hawks are going to be victorious. But in his conscious mind, he's going, well, shoot, these guys kick the ball off. All they got to do is get this 1-1 play, get it, you know, and he's thinking of all the bad things that could happen for them to get 3 scores in a minute and a half, and he's not wanting that to happen.
Or even 1 score.
Or even 1 score. So he's going to be very cognizant of what's going on and have his guys ready for either an onside or a deep kick.
You don't see any 70s or 60s up there, Bill, on the receiving end for Cooper here. All the hands guys.
A lot of people up there with receiver and running back type numbers.
A little pooch kick by Houlihan will be handled flawlessly by Damian Gordon at the 40, and the flag comes out. Well, against Benilde-St. Margaret's, they'll march off 15 yards here.
Right at the end of the play here, there's a little bit of a scuffle as the ball is caught. And you see, there's a hit on number 44, but that's what drew the penalty. But that was still looked to me like it was in the action of the play.
He'll get the call on first down, running outside right. Carries it 2 yards down to the Benilde-St. Margaret's 44-yard line.
Peyton James making a good solid tackle, and Hill in some obvious discomfort here. We see that Peyton James makes a really good firm tackle. He squares up and gets a shoulder right onto the hips of Hill, who's in some obvious discomfort.
Oh, that's the last thing you want late in a game, Bill. That's decided. You guy that's
right.
Your number 2 running back, or maybe he didn't.
Right.
And Borden have both seen a lot of carries tonight. Number 1 or number 2 back.
Right. But you don't want to have a guy dinged and miss a day or two, or even a week for something that happens in the last minute of a ball game.
Yeah. Hill again goes up. We'll take time out as they tend to, it looks like the knee injury to Noah Hill. And 32 left in the game. And we'll have more football from Cooper. Well, let's hang on. All right, we'll cancel that break. Noah Hill does get up. Though it doesn't look serious, Bill. I've learned not to guess on knee injuries because sometimes they don't look bad and they turn out to be much worse.
Sometimes they happen in non-contact drills,
right,
and become very serious. And Noah Hill's obviously got a pretty noticeable limp there. I'm thinking at this point in the game, it might make sense to actually just run your victory formation.
Not lined up there this way, though, are they? Right now, second down and 9. Here's a handoff. And a gain down to the 43-yard line. Pick up of a couple.
We'll have a couple more plays here as the clock winds down to end this one out. And Benilde showed some spark tonight, but boy, they were really in the first 3 quarters were pretty well outmuscled by the Cooper Hawks as they built a 30-0 lead.
Now to 40 seconds to play on third down, and now we get the kneel down by Cameron King.
And they don't have to snap the ball again.
Yeah. They did put it down. They might have to snap it. Technically.
Maybe. I don't know. It was like it was right at 24, so.
And that's going to be it. Cooper, impressive. Bill Hunstock right from the start. They get a touchdown halfway through the first quarter on the pass from King to Gordon, and it was all Hawks from there.
Yeah, it really was. They really controlled the line of scrimmage in the first 3 quarters throughout the game. 2 or 3 of their linemen on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, played very, very well tonight. And they came out with a solid win over a pretty good Benilde-St. Margaret's team.
Cooper going to 2-0 on the season. Benilde-St. Margaret's dropping to 1-1. Again, Benilde will come home next week to take on Irondale. Well, Cooper will go to Armstrong and try to go to 3-0 in the season. But really an effort that I think Cooper and their coaches have to be happy with tonight. Coach Howard had told Ryan it wasn't too happy at halftime, but some definite things, especially defensively, to really build on out. They played outstanding defensive football tonight.
Oh, I really thought so, because they completely stifled an offense that played very well last week against Orono, and when you can do that and punch a pretty good team right in the nose like they did, that's a good start to the season. That's a good second game. And they played very, very well and controlled the line of scrimmage.
Brian Iverson is down on the field. He's got a couple of Cooper Hawks with him. Let's go down to Ryan now.
Hi, thanks, John. I got a member of offense and defense tonight. I'm going to start defense. Daniel Summers, a member of that defensive line. You guys almost played shutout football there for about, 59 minutes of that game?
Yes, we every day in practice, we've been working hard all week. Everybody to the ball. We came out and did the job.
I thought you guys really did a good job of shutting a really good running football team down. Your team speed, you guys closed down the gaps. What makes this defense so hard to run against?
Our coaches. That's our job. They're 7-8 good blocking, but our coaches, we're all disciplined.
Who's the best defensive lineman on the team?
We all are, all 7, all across the board.
What does it mean to be 2-0 here to start this young season?
Man, it's a lot. Everybody trying to count us out. Everybody against the Cooper. It's a lot. It means a lot.
The final score says 7, but we're going to give you a shutout because of that bad snap there before the end of the game. Congratulations, Daniel.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Now let's turn our focus over to offense. Ante Burns coming in the game. 2 touchdown runs. You guys got so many weapons. What do you bring to this offense?
I don't really play offense. I play defense. So, when I come in, I just play.
So the other team, when you come in, they should just expect touchdowns automatically?
Not really. I'm just playing out here.
What makes your offense and your defense, what makes this Cooper team so good to start this year at 2-0?
We practice hard in practice. We compete, and we have fun out there.
Well, if you keep scoring touchdowns, they're going to keep giving you more and more chances on offense. Is that what you want?
Yeah, I like that.
Well, enjoy the victory. Congratulations on the 2 touchdowns and being 2-0 in the year. All right, there you go. A couple of happy Cooper Hawks. Back up to you, John.
All right, thanks very much, Ryan. Well, Ante Burns was right. He didn't really play much offense. He had 2 carries, Bill, tonight, 37 yards, but 2 touchdowns. And he had an interception return for a TD as well. So pretty good night for both of those young men and a lot of those Cooper Hawks. And I like Daniel Summers' answer. He wasn't going to bite on that. He said, no, I'm not going to say I'm the best. We're all good. We're all the best. Oh, great win tonight here for Cooper. That'll wrap up our coverage tonight here from Barbara A. Lehman Stadium. The Cooper Hawks are 2-0. They win it by a final score of 30-7. For Ryan Iverson and Bill Hunstock, and I'm John Jacobson. Thanks to all of our crew. Thank you for tuning in tonight for high school football on 12 Sports.